My name's Isha Kamdar.
And I'm Peter Warren. We're going to start off today with some girls tennis, as we're going to talk to girls tennis reporter Aaron Shack about the team. So Aaron, they recently competed in counties. How'd they do?
Well, the girls had a couple fourth place finishes, but one of their key stats were 2 second doubles finishes and 2 singles finishes.
Who are some key players on the team this year?
Junior Gauri Deshpande has really stepped up this year with a bunch of big wins for the team.
And as the season starts to wind down, what are some of their expectations?
Well, they hope to get closer to 500. Right now they're 4-9, but they have a couple winnable games against Union and Columbia that they look to get good results in.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Now we're going to move on to the football team. We're going to talk to Charles Butler, an expert on the squad. So Charles, you recently completed a game against North Hunterdon in a tough loss. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, the boys only lost by 1 touchdown. They actually shut down North Hunterdon in the second half. Didn't let them score any points. So almost had it there, boys.
The team now moves on to face Rawley in a homecoming game this Saturday. What are they going to try to do to stifle the Rawley defense?
I think Coach Stack's got a few tricks up his sleeve. Alex Oslislo, one of the running backs, is expected to be a powerhouse that game.
And who have been some of the key players for the team this year?
Junior Cooper Heisey, starting quarterback, has put up some good yardage. Like I said earlier, Alex Oslislo at running back, and a key lineman, senior Izumozi.
Thank you very much, Charles. And speaking of Alex Oslislo, the sophomore running back, he is this month's Male Athlete of the Month.
All right, and we're here with the Male Athlete of the Month, Alex Oslislo. Alex, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So, Alex, you're obviously a football player. Give us a little bit of a rundown how the season's going so far.
Well, we came off to a rough start. I mean, we started playing better as the games went on, and I think we're going to get a win tonight against Cranford.
Hopefully. So what's the record now?
We're 0-4 right now, but we're hoping to pick it up.
Yeah, hopefully. So how's the team like chemistry? Like, how's everything? How do you think you're playing?
Like, I think I play 2 other sports, and in this sport, I think we're more like together and united, like kind of like a family. And like, I think that kind of shows itself on the field a little bit.
All right. So what position do you play?
I'm a running back.
So I hear you have quite a few touchdowns this year. How many do you have?
I have 6 this year so far.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So do you have any like a personal goal by the end of the season that you want to reach?
Well, for a personal goal, I hope to I just want to do whatever is best for the team, you know, and try to get us some wins.
So you're a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
So what are your plans for, your junior and senior year?
Well, I hope to just get better with time and continue to help the team.
All right. So you mentioned you play other sports. What other sports is that?
I wrestle and play lacrosse too.
All right. So you're looking forward to that?
Not as much as football, but yeah.
So you say football is your favorite out of the 3?
I would say so. Yeah.
All right. So how does your training process differ between lacrosse, wrestling, and football?
Well, football requires a lot of preparation during the summer, and it takes a lot of time of your schedule, and you really need to for football it's probably the hardest one out of all of them, so you need more practice and conditioning and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty long season. You start all the way in the summer and you don't finish till the middle of the fall.
Yeah.
Brutal. So before we wrap it up, I'd like to go a little off topic and just ask, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, in my spare time, I don't have much because of practices and stuff.
Yeah.
But I watch TV, watch sports.
Yeah, it's fun.
Play video games sometimes,
Yeah, it's the normal stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by, and that's all I got. See you next time.
Field hockey, a game played globally, has now been introduced to Scotland Standard High School. Let's head over to field hockey expert Matt Vignola to get the latest field hockey updates. So Matt, how is the team looking so far?
Well, the team has a record of 1-3-4, and they're not exactly thrilled with that record, but they're happy with the progress they've made through the season as a first-year sport.
Who are the coaches and what are they looking to accomplish this season?
The head coach is Coach Schneidig, assisted by Coach Weber.
Is the team made primarily of underclassmen, upperclassmen, and has anyone stepped up to be captain?
The team is made up of mainly underclassmen with captains sophomore Catherine, Kelly, and Julia.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. Now let's introduce Maya Dunches to give us an update on gymnastics. Hi, Maya.
Hey, Isha.
So how are the girls looking so far this season?
So far, the girls have a record of 6-6. They're doing pretty well.
Who are the captains this season and what are they looking to accomplish?
The captains this season are seniors Kiera Farley, Amelia Palladino, and Abby Kennedy.
Are there any exciting meets coming up?
This Friday, they have counties, and they're hoping to perform really well there.
Are there any tricks that we should keep an eye out for?
Yeah, we can look out for Amelia Palladino's double backflip on the bars and Kiera Farley's double full on the floor.
That's awesome. Could you tell us a little bit about the new floor?
Yes, recently they got a new spring floor. It's been helping them out a lot. They've been able to up their average, which was really important.
With the MLB season coming to a close, the Mets and Yankees are both out of the playoffs. The Yankees failed to make the playoffs this year for the third time out of the past 4 years, while the Mets made it for the second year straight but lost in the wild card game. The New York Giants have a record of 3-3 with a big win over the Ravens this week, and the New York Jets fall to 1-5 after losing Monday night to the Arizona Cardinals. The Knicks and Nets both have high expectations for this season, as the Knicks bring in Derrick Rose from the Chicago Bulls. And the NHL season has just kicked off. The Islanders are 1-2, the Devils are 0-2, and the Rangers are 1-1. And in the MLS, the New York Red Bulls have clinched the number 1 seed, and NYCFC has the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. The Red Bulls will also play in the CONCACAF Champions League. Now on to Izzy with the Pulse.
Come out this Saturday to the homecoming game to see your homecoming king and queen nominees voted for the king and queen. Your king nominees are Max Lusk, Ian McPherson, Hunter Marshall, Spencer Vaughn, and Raider News' own Peter Warren and Peter Yerum. Your queen nominees are Sophie Brous, Andrea Leitner, Rebecca Citarella, Lori Marie Rosado, Brianna Sorrentino, and Michaela Sylvester. Also this Saturday, DECA is hosting its first annual Raider Run to raise funds and awareness to support Marfan Syndrome. Now we go to Christy over with Ms. Furman to learn more about the cause.
And Marfan syndrome is a genetic disorder. It's found on chromosome number 15. It's an autosomal dominant trait, which means that all you need is one parent to give that gene to a child for the child to have Marfan syndrome. It's a disorder of what's called connective tissue. When chromosome 15 gets copied as your DNA, it produces a product called fibrillin, and when fibrillin is made right, it's like Gorilla Glue that holds your parts together. When it's not made right, in Marfan syndrome, for example, it's really soft and it doesn't hold stuff together the way it's supposed to. So the risks are things like retinal detachment or an aorta, big blood vessel that comes out the top of your heart, isn't as strong as it should be, so when it's undergoing lots and lots of pressure, it can split apart, called a dissection. So that's the biggest risk of Marfan syndrome. So, a lot of years ago, I was the oldest of 4 sisters. We lived here in Fanwood, and when my youngest sister was in 9th grade, my family moved away to Texas, and my sister grew up and became a doctor down in Austin, Texas. She and her husband had a little girl, and when my sister was expecting her second little girl, my sister was seeing a patient one day, and she ultimately collapsed. She did not know she had Marfan Syndrome, but it turns out that that's what she had, and she died of an aortic dissection, and her little girl Tess, the baby she was pregnant with, passed away as well. And so my family lost both my sister and my niece to Marfan Syndrome. The Raider runs an opportunity to put some money into Marfan Syndrome research and support. The National Marfan Foundation is very supportive to families with Marfan Syndrome. They help them out either during their diagnosis or following diagnosis. They support a lot of research into Marfan, and people that don't know they've got Marfans are at most risk of having something happen like what happened to my sister. So I'm hoping that we can really help them out and get some more families aware, and also provide some money for research.
Also this week, we're going to be checking out our top 10 play nominees. Let's take a look at some star athletes. And now back to Peter and Isha.
Thank you so much for joining us for the second edition of the Raiders Sports Report. My name is Isha Kamdar.
And I'm Peter Warren. Have a good day and a better tomorrow.